everybody. Get everything set up here, get my chat going for YouTube. Hi Linda, glad you're here. Good. Wait a little bit, I got a couple people coming on now. I'm glad I had to make it an hour earlier, and I am going to keep them at 2 o'clock from here on out. I found out that there's somebody else that does a live at 3 o'clock, and I didn't want it to be the same time as hers, so I've changed mine to 2 o'clock. So now it'll be 2 p.m. Eastern time every other Friday, so just so you know that. Okay, I am so excited. We have got the new mini catalog starting next Tuesday. Can't believe it. July has just flown by. I can't get over how fast this summer's going. Hope you're all doing well today. What I'm going to do some Christmas cards. I thought since the last day of July, we got to do at least one more Christmas in July card. And I'm also going to do a little treat box. And they're all using the Poinsettia, I guess is how I should say it, Place Suite that's in the new mini. It's my favorite suite. And first off, I'm going to show you everything that's in the suite, and then I'll make the cards. And first off, I want to make sure you don't forget about bonus days. You only have till August 3rd, which is Monday, so you've got this weekend to earn your $5 coupon. So if you place for every $50 that you place on an order before shipping and tax, you get a $5 coupon from Stampin' Up. And make sure your email is current when you place the order, because they will email the coupon code to you as soon as you place your order. And say you do a $100 order, then you'll get 2 $5 coupons. And then you'll have between August 4th and August 31st to use those coupons. And that's when the first month of the new mini catalog. So you can use those coupons you just earned this month on your new stuff from the new mini. It's a really good deal. And I have to admit, I've bought a few things this time around, so I've got quite a few coupons to use. And I am real excited because I'm going to use them towards the new die cutting machine. Demonstrators get to get that a month early. You guys will be able to get it starting in September, but as a demo, I get it a month early, and I'm so super excited. I can't wait to get it. I'll probably even express it so I can get it a lot quicker. So that's one good thing. I love being a demonstrator, and if that's ever something you've thought about, I've got links below that you can find out the benefits of being a demonstrator. You can contact me if you have any questions. There's also a link so you can just go straight to the agreement and start signing up right away. I love getting my discount. I love getting things early. I've got friends that I wouldn't have met if it hadn't been for Stampin' Up, and a couple of them, like Diana here. Hi, Diana. I don't know if I might have met her without it. I'm not sure, but a lot of them I've met because of my Stampin' Up business, so it's a really good deal. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to start showing you all the really neat stuff in this poinsettia. If you've seen some of my old videos, I have shown these off in my unboxings. I wanted to show you again real quick because they are so pretty. So first off, I'm going to grab the paper. This is the regular designer series paper. Oh, here, let me grab this other one too. Oh, I've got things, I have to stretch out to get them. Make sure I've got this in here. Isn't that pretty paper? I really like it. Let me hurry up and show you the bundle, because I'm going to have to show you some of the neat things that these dies can do. But here's the pretty bundle. These dies are the ones that I am using today. Well, actually, this big one. You've got different sizes of poinsettias. I take that back. Let's go back to this one. This is the one I'm using. And I love that I can die cut, and I can also emboss veins into the flower. So you're going to be seeing that in the card I'm going to make here in a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put these over here so I don't lose them. And we've got these really neat leaf dies. Since I'm doing the medium one, I'm going to do the medium size leaf. So we've got those so I can get the veins in the leaves with that too. And I love the greetings on it. A lot of stamps, or 18 stamps in it. It is a photopolymer stamp set. And the neat thing with this, the reason I want to hurry up and get that bundle out, is some of these dies will die cut some of these flowers, and it has been a while since I checked this out. I don't think there are any on this one, but I do believe there are on this one. Here, let me hurry up and just show you all the sides. This is one side. You get 2 of each. It's a 12 by 12 pack. Here's this one's got some pretty pine cones. And, oh, let me get my chat back up for YouTube. Every time I switch screens, my chat goes away. Hi, Karen and Linda? Okay, with 2 A's. Hi, morning to you. I'm so glad you're here. It's actually afternoon here, but morning where you're at. So there's that. And I love the colors in this. I'm trying to remember if I can remember them all. It's real red, old olive, garden green, bumblebee, soft suede, and whisper white. I think that's all of them. but very pretty. So there's this side. Now let me hurry. I'm sorry, this side. And let's see. I think it's this one. The die cuts one of these. I know I've done this before. There we go. Perfect. See? So you've got some of these poinsettias that you can die cut. Isn't that neat? I love that. They've been doing that with a lot of paper here lately. I love that. And then we've got this pretty one. And I'm actually using this one in the card I'm making. I think that's, no, this is the one I used in the card too. I'm using a few of them in the card. And then we've got this neat wood grain. Then we've got this one, and I'm using this one in the catalog too. I mean, in the card, I mean. That one. Aren't these just get you in the Christmas mood? I have to admit, in July, I didn't think I'd get in the Christmas mood, but now that I've made some Christmas projects, I'm liking it. We've got the pretty berries and this one. And there might be some other things that line up. I'm going to have to play around. I'm not seeing any leaves that would cut out, but I know the next paper I'm going to show you has leaves. So I'm going to go to the next one. These, oh, I knew I was going to forget this. Plush poinsettia or something like that. I meant to look this up. I'm going to be using this on the second project, but isn't that pretty? It's vellum, as you can see my fingers through it, but it's also flocked. Really fuzzy, really pretty. I love this. Then there's the this one with poinsettias, and let me grab that same die, see if I can get them lined up, because I know I'm pretty sure it does this one here if I can get it lined up right. Well, that might not be the one, because they don't all line up. There we go. I think that got it. But that's not it. I know one of these do line it up perfectly. Isn't that neat? So you can have little flocked poinsettias on your project. And then this one has a bunch of leaves, and I'm not sure which size. Let me try the one I'm using. Yep, that's it. I thought so. So you can die cut some leaves out. So many different things you can do with this. So that's the paper in the suite. So you've got 2 packs of paper. And then there's also this beautiful ribbon. I'm going to be using that here with both projects I'm making. It's a sheer real red ribbon. I think it's 1/2 inch. Let me see how wide it is. 3/8 of an inch, so a little over, I mean just under a half. And last but not least, these beautiful gems. These are called beaded pearls. And I just think they're gorgeous. I love these a lot, and I'm going to be using those in the card I'm making. So we've got all of that in the one suite, and ooh, I was going to look up that price. Let me look up it quick. I can't show you the inside of the catalog, but you can get all of that for just $94. It's a real good deal. Okay, yeah, I was right with the colors. Real red, old olive, garden green, bumblebee, and suede, soft suede. So that is a really good deal, getting the bundle, some embellishments, 2 packs of paper, and the ribbon. So let's go ahead. Now that I've shown you all that, we're going to go ahead and start making these projects. Okay, so this is a piece of real red. It's a regular half piece of cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. Now fold this in half. Get my bone folder here. Okay, so we've got that ready to go. And let's go ahead and do, let me make sure I'm thinking right. Let's do some stamping. I've got a scrap piece of Whisper White. This is photopolymer. Oh, I've been using this, as you can tell. No big deal. Gonna grab my stamp. This one says warm wishes from our home to yours. I'm gonna stamp it with a soft suede. Doesn't matter where I put it, because I'm gonna die cut it. Oop, that didn't turn out very well. Let's put one next to it. I kind of mushed it a little bit. To be honest, I'm not sure if that's gonna fit with it. Boy, I'm not having, this is the beginning of the video. I better not be making mistakes all day. Boy, it's not wanting to stamp on that one side. That works though. That's a lot better than it was. It was stamping just fine yesterday, so I know it's human error because I didn't have any trouble with it yesterday. Okay, now I want to grab, make sure I get everything together here. I need a scrap piece of garden green, and then a piece of real red. It can be a scrap, but this one happens to be 5.5 by 3. And we're going to do some die cutting and some embossing. So I need a piece of bumblebee also. And this one is the regular 4 by 5.25. Actually, 5.25 by 4. Said that backwards. Okay, so let's grab my die cutting machine. And the next time you see me use a die cutting machine, it's going to be the new one. Have I told you yet? I'm excited about that. Can't wait. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the die cutting since I've got this set up for die cutting. I'm going to be doing 2 leaves. So we're going to have to run and then 2 of the poinsettia. So we're going to have to do this twice. What I'm going to do, I put that there, and then the one that embosses, I'm going to put right in the middle. Just kind of move it around until I've got it where I want it. And do the same. Let's see, I don't know if I can get the red piece on here. Here, let me try this first. Oh, good, they are going to fit. Okay, so let me get this back in the spot. That's another thing I can't wait because I can tell this is starting to pounce, go back and forth between magnets. Our new magnet plate for the new die cutting machine is going to be one solid magnet. So we're not going to have it jumping around anymore. Another reason to be excited about it. Okay, now I'm going to get that in there, and I'm going to do the same thing with this and put the veins in here. Now they are a little bit different. This one's the skinnier one, and that looks like the skinnier. Let's see, no, that didn't quite fit. This one's skinny too, so let's try this one. There we go. They're 2 skinny ones, so you've got a 50-50 chance. There we go. So you got those in there. Let me move this one just a little bit. Oops. Run that through. We'll have to do it one more time. I hope I have room for that another leaf. I meant to move that over a little bit. That's okay. I think I can make it work. We've got the leaf. Here, I want to show you. Make sure I'm not too close because sometimes I get too close. There we go. Isn't that neat how it does those veins? I really like that a lot. And then we've got the poinsettia, and that's got the veins in it too. There we go. So let's do that one more time real quick. You can tell this is a much loved, actually I've got cutting pads worse than this one. There we go. But it's getting warped a little bit, so things are wanting to hop around, and I'm afraid I didn't leave enough room for that. Okay, Christy, oh, there we go. Oh, nope, it's gonna work. Yay. And then put this one right here. I was afraid I moved that leaf over too far. There we go, so now those are ready to go. And these only do need to go through one time. They cut just fine without having to go through twice. Since it's not real ornate. Make sure I get those dies in my dish, because that's when I lose them, when I don't get them back in my dish. Okay, so now we've got 2 of each. I think that's all the die cutting. Yep, that's all I'm doing right now. We'll be getting this back out for the second project. Oh, I take that back. I'm not die cutting, but I am going to emboss. And I'm going to be using the Tasteful Textile folder. It is so easy. I keep thinking when I do my recorded videos, my camera's over to the left more, and it's confusing. I start forgetting which ones I'm doing. Okay, now we're going to change my sandwich here. Going to put this, oh, I do have to die cut one more thing. We're going to put this in here, and you always want to put in embossing folders the fold first. Put that plate on there. Okay, and here we go. Isn't that neat? I love the texture. I hope you can see that. There we go. You can see it better that way. It's just a really neat texture. Now we're going to have to die cut. One more thing. I forgot about this. Get back here. Okay. We are going to die cut this, and I am using another die set. And this will give you a hint what I'm making for the second project. Actually, if you saw the picture at the beginning, you know what I'm going to make one of these treat boxes. But I'm going to use this label die right here. And that's going to die cut this. I love having labels and punches and stuff that will die cut my words. Makes them look a little more special than just a regular rectangle. Now we're going to be die cutting for this one. This one got tucked under the big shot, and I didn't see it at first. Okay, that out of the way. And now we're going to start putting this together. I've also, oops, let me get my scraps out of here. I'm going to be using 3 pieces of that designer paper I showed you at the beginning of the video. And if you missed the beginning of the video, the recording will pop up as soon as this one's over and you can watch the beginning. I've got these 3 pieces. They're all, let me look at my cheat sheet. 1.5 by 3 3/4 are the sizes. So I'm going to bring in this bumblebee piece. And I'm going to lay them down first before I start putting glue on them. Grab my silicone mat. So when I was getting ready to work on, start this, I noticed I had some sticky parts to my workspace. So I must not have gotten my silicone mat out then. So I want to do that now so don't have that problem. You don't want your projects getting stuck to your table. So that looks pretty good there. So I'm going to grab my new seal. And get this on here real quick. Since this is a narrow one, I make sure it just goes all the way across the top and then a couple little ones on the sides. And it's okay if these moved around on me a little bit. That's just giving me an idea of how I want to space them out. And the neat thing about this, I don't know if you noticed, I got that a little crooked. I'm going to push it down too to even prove to you. This is what I love about our adhesive. I can peel this back up again with no problem. And then 10 minutes, but after 10 minutes, it's on there permanently, so you don't have to worry about it falling off again later. I love that because there's so many times, especially when you're doing things like this, when you're trying to space things out, it's nice to know that you've got 10 minutes to pull that back up again. So it's another good thing about our new adhesive. Well, this one's getting low on me. I hope I don't run out. But if I do, I've got a refill, and I can show you how to do the refills. Oops. Actually, it's doubling up on me here. Hold on, let me grab. I might be doing the refill now anyway, so let's show you how to do the refill. That's the wonderful thing about lives. I'm glad I came prepared. It comes in a nice packaging. It's even zip-locked. So you just grab the cartridge, and there's a little place down here that you just pop it apart. This comes out super easy. And then you put the new one in. There, those little tabs right here that just go in those little holes. It'll help if I put it in the right hole. There we go. And then you just pop this back on. Wait till it clicks on both sides, and that's it. Quick and easy. Get this, and you do have to kind of get it going again. Then when you start feeling the sticky, then you know you've got it where you need it, and then it's ready to go again. Boy, I'm glad I remembered to get that out. I love it when it's easy and you don't have to wind it on. I know there's some adhesives out there you've got to wind it on, and I'm glad we've got those nice cartridges still. Well, I didn't check that. And I do a little check. They say you don't have to, but for me it just works a little better, and it's a very minor check. If you had the fast fuse you used to have, it was a major check, and sometimes it didn't break, and I break off. The adhesive didn't. And this one, I haven't had any trouble with that. Okay, so now we've got those pretty designer series papers. I love, because this is a way to use up scraps that you've got, and I love having the different, being able to showcase all three of those. This looks really neat. Now I'm going to grab some of that sheer ribbon. One is 7 inches long, one is 5 inches long. I'm going to grab the 7-inch one, the longer one. And I'm going to put some seal right here on the end, and I think this works better than our snail did too with the ribbon. I think it sticks on a lot better. I'm going to put this right across the bottom, like so. Okay. And then let's go ahead and start making the poinsettia. So I'm going to grab all of, well, actually we'll keep the silicone mat out. Get all my pieces together here. I could just use a glue dot, but I'm going to go ahead and put some snail here in the middle, because I kind of want it to be a little wider, so it's just right there in the center. And then I'm going to kind of angle this a little bit, and there is a little bit of glue I'm seeing right here. I'm just going to take my finger and make sure those little strands are gone. That's a real easy fix. Oops. And that's another neat thing about using the seal. If I'd used a mini glue dot and put it down, I wouldn't be able to get it back up again. But there, that looks good, so I don't need to raise it up. And then I kind of take my finger and my thumb and curl them up a little bit. That just gives it a little 3D look. Well, there we go. Or you can take your finger and curl it that way too. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my card. Well, let's put this on the card base, since we've got the ribbon wrapped around it. You always want to make sure you get that ribbon wrapped around it. I have done, and that's another plus. I know I'm touting this a lot, but there have been so many times I've made my card, forgot to put my ribbon on there, and you can lift it up as long as it's within the, before the 10 minutes are up. So there we go. So we've got that on there now. And then I'm just going to put some adhesive here on the center part, because I want to be able to tuck my leaves in where I want them. And I think it's easier to put the flower down first. So I'm going to kind of move it over here, leave a little room for my leaves, stick it directly on. It's on there really good. Then I'm going to just take a little bit of adhesive and put it at the bottom of my leaves. You can put it at the top too if you want to, but if you want to be able to flip it up a little bit, you can make it so it's only on the end. And we are almost done with this card here. Get this on down here. Okay. And I've got a really neat center to put on. I'm going to put one of those centers on here, but we'll do that here in a minute. First, we're going to do our greeting. So what I'm going to do, I know I'm going to put it down about right here, and I wanted to have the little ribbon sticking out the top. So I'm going to put this in a V. I'm going to put a little bit of the seal right here in the center. Did I get it on it? Nope. I need to reel this. Oh, I see what's happening. I checked too much and flipped it a little bit. There we go. Put a little bit there. That way, that'll stay stuck in the middle for me, just a little easier to work with. And then I know I'm going to want it coming up the top here. Aren't you glad there are two sides to papers? Because nobody's going to know I made that boo-boo, except you that are watching me make it. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to kind of spread it out a little bit. Make sure I've got it on the adhesive. And if you need to put a little more, which it looks like I need to, I'm going to put a little bit more right there. There we go. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put it on the card. You can put it on with the dimensionals if you wanted to, but I went ahead and I'm just going to do the seal. Make sure I get some on the ribbon too. So I don't want it popping up on me. So I'm going to put it right under here at an angle. I want to make sure I still see the wishes. This is going to look a little different than my original did. Not much. There we go. And now I'm going to trim. Oops, I forgot to bring my other scissors, but these will work. There we go. Make them a little bit shorter. It's okay if ribbon hangs off a little bit because that'll still tuck into your envelope. There we go. So now we've got that little accent there. And now to top it all off, we're going to put one of those beautiful, let's see what they're called again, beaded pearls. I love these. And this is definitely easier with glue dots. So what I'm going to do, and because it's a little heavier, I'm going to put two on there. I'll turn it over. It kind of makes it a little wider. I don't know if you can tell that, but there are two next to each other. They kind of overlap a little bit. And I'm going to put that right there in the center. Didn't that just jazz it up? It just looks so pretty once you get that on there. It just tops it off. So there's the card. Good way to use some scraps, and it's just a lot of fun because all of the pieces I used with my green and my red were scraps I had in my drawer. So there's my Christmas card, and now we're going to make a treat box. And this is a neat treat box. I love this die. Let me bring this die set back out again. And this is also in the new mini, and this is the big treat box. And I just had to use that vellum that we've got. So wait a minute here. There we go. Let me grab a piece of that. This is a, let's see here, 5 3/4 by 7 1/4. But that's that one. It's got the really pretty design. So let's bring this die cutting machine back in. Oops. And you'll see how easy this is to make. I make treat boxes too from scratch without using dies, but it is so much easier when you've got a die to make one, and it's a cute one. So just make sure you get it in there. Okay. And because it's a new die, it likes to do all that crunching noise, and I'm going to do it one more time just to be on the safe side. I probably don't need to, but without having the plush on it, the flocking, I want to make sure it definitely cut really good. Oh yeah, no problem. So now I've got this really neat, I don't know if you can see the scallops there. I've got little pieces I need to take out, but it's already got all my scored lines on it and everything. So they've done all the work for me. Love it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do some little poinsettias. So let's get this set back out again. And we've got 2 of these, which is exactly what I need because I'm going to be doing that flower. Actually, I'm going to be doing 3 of these, and you'll understand why here in a minute. So we'll go ahead and do the red ones first because those are the ones I need 2 of. I'll get this over here so I don't lose it. Get this back in the screen. Oops. There we go. Grab my scrap piece of red. Get my two little poinsettias. I love all the different sizes that we've got in that die set. Okay. And the neat thing with these dies, they do the embossing for you. So hopefully, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got veins in it too. So get those out. Oh, let me grab mine. If it ever gets stuck a little bit, they've got these neat little holes. You just push one down and it comes right out. Now we're going to need a piece of garden green, just a scrap piece again. And we're going to do one of these, and that's just actually, I'm going to make it so it's leaves for the poinsettia. So get that done, and I think that's all. Nope, we've got one more thing to die cut. That's right, I should have stamped first. That's all right. And then I'm going to use this for leaves. And we'll just move this over a little bit because I just need to stamp. When I take that back, we are going to be doing some embossing here. I've got my silver embossing powder, my heat tool, and Versamark. So I'll show you how to do that. Here's a scrap piece of Whisper White. I'm using one that says Happy Holidays. Versamark, the reason you use it, it stays wet for, I can't remember how long. Seems like it's 15 minutes, something like that. But it makes it so the embossing powder will stick to it. So if you've ever done glue with glitter, this is the same concept. So I've got my silver embossing powder all in here. Now this is not glitter though. So you put it right on top, and you're going to see those words in here in just a minute because I just left a watermark. Isn't that cool? But that's not the magic part. Make sure you get all of the, now if there's a little bit on here, it's not that big a deal because we're going to be die cutting it. That looks pretty good. So it says Happy Holidays. And I'm going to get this out of the way because I don't want to start melding my emboss powder in my container. So I should have warmed this up. Usually you want to warm this up a little bit. Don't put your hand too close to it because it gets super hot. Okay. Oh, Lynn, I'm glad you liked it. Thanks. I'll put this on here. Hopefully it'll start. Now, a lot of people I've seen do this when they emboss. It's going to take forever for that to happen, for it to melt. So you keep it in one spot. Now you see how it's getting all shiny on me real quick? There we go. Then you start moving it. Once it starts melting, it goes really fast. You see the shine to that? Isn't that neat? I love it. I've heat embossed that was one of the first things I learned when I became a demonstrator 17 years ago, over 17 years ago. And I still love it. Okay, I'm going to use that same label die that I used. It was in that treat bag. There we go. Get that in there. Oops. Things are getting warped on me. Hold on a minute. Might need to turn my pad over. There we go. That looks pretty good. Didn't want to replace it just yet since my new one's coming next week. There we go. Now that's all the die cutting we need to do. Get this big lug out of the way. This thing is heavy. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and start putting, I'm done with this. I threw my silicone mat somewhere. Oh, there it is. I forgot because I do need that. Now since this is so small, I am going to use a glue dot with this. That is, if I can figure out where I put them. There we go. It's funny, I have everything so organized when I first start my videos, and then by the end of it, I've got stuff everywhere. How many of you work like that? You've got a clean spot when you start, and then it just gets crazy. But that's our creative side. You got to get messy when you get creative. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with the big one. Like so. And this one is going to be a little different. So I'm going to take a glue dot, put it on the bottom of my flower. Then I'm going to leave this green one down, but I'm going to kind of put it so you can still see a little bit of it in between some of the red petals. And that makes it look like you've got leaves on the back of it. Let me put that a little closer for you. Really neat effect. And then we'll go ahead and put this on the label. Grab my glue dots again. I'm going to put it right here on the edge. I probably should have moved that holidays over a little bit, but there, I made it work. So isn't that pretty? That's just a neat little tag that you could put on a gift too. On a well, this is going to be a treat box, but you could put this on a present too. Really pretty. or a card. A lot of things you could do with it. And we're going to put some pearls on that, which I forgot to get out, but thankfully I've got my little tray over here. And I'm going to use, these are our regular basic pearls, and I'm going to use the little ones. They're 3 different sizes, a large, medium, and then a small. And I'm going to make my own little embellishment. The one that we did on the big one was just too big for this little guy. So we're going to make our own with the little pearls. Super easy. There we go. So now that poinsettia is ready to go. I just think I really like that when I made that. Like, oh, I like it. Now we're going to start putting this guy together. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but there are a lot of score lines here. And whenever you make a project, you want to do the score lines first, fold them first. It's called burnishing. So I'm going to, and this being vellum, it's a little hard. You want to pinch it. There we go. Once you've got it folded right, then you use your bone folder. I'll open that up again, but it just helps so much when you go to make this to have all of the score lines burnished. If you forget to do that, it's real hard to get everything to come together. Now, I will admit, with cardstock, this would probably be a lot easier. It's a little hard seeing the score lines with all the flocking. It's not too bad. It probably looks even worse in the video. You're probably not seeing the score lines at all. Get all these done. Okay, I think we've got, and we've just got these 2 here. I think I've got all of them done on the little one. And then we've got one more right here. There we go. Okay, so now we've got everything burnished and ready to go. Oh, take that back. I always forget a score line. There are 2 score lines going across here. So I'll put that up there. Then we'll have them all done. I would have been mad if I'd forgotten to do that. Okay, now this is really easy to put together. You're going to be amazed. There are little, as you can see, little tabs right here. And then there's a little slit right here. So this will go right inside. I think it's actually easier to have the tab on the outside. You stick that in, and then you're going to do the same here. It's got the same thing on the other side. Okay, so those are ready to go. And then this is just going to go on like so. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my, actually, oh, I forgot to bring that over. This will still work. I would normally use my Seal Plus, but this will work. Oh, and I forgot to take out little holes here. So I don't know if you can tell, you can see how they're little, there's a scallop line that goes across here. Oh, I keep getting out of the video. And then you want to pop these little guys out. Some of them came out on their own. There we go. They're die cut real well. They just, little ones sometimes like to stay on. There we go. Get those done. I just think that's a neat little border. So if you've got little treats that you want to put in here, you could put little, oh, I don't know if they have Christmas milk duds though. I bet you one of those boxes would fit in here. Oh, there are a lot of different candies you can put in there. You can put a Reese cup in there. Just tons of little things you can put in there. I want to get those out because we're going to put some ribbon on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look and see where these kind of meet. And put some seal right across here. I don't want to go too far up because I don't want it hanging above this part. Then you bring this up, and that is going to keep those tabs together too. So you don't have to worry about putting glue on the tabs. Just make sure you put it on here, and that'll keep it from these slipping apart. So put my seal across here. And there we go. That is how you make that little treat box. So if you wanted to mass produce those, it is so quick and easy. I love that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and put this guy on. And I put it on with dimensionals. I think it's a little easier to put this on that way rather than with the seal. But it's whichever way you want to do it. I kind of like the look of it too, sticking up a little bit. Get the backing off. And this is just going to go on like so. And you want to make sure they're in a little bit so they aren't hanging over the sides because the tag does go over a little bit. Just put your finger inside here so you can stick it on there. And there you go. And then you can close this shut with ribbon. I'm just going to grab the spool and stick it, and they've got it plenty wide enough to get that ribbon through. It's actually easier to go through one first and then go through the second one. Sometimes I have trouble getting those to line up when I'm trying to get the ribbon to go through. And now we're going to, I decided, usually when I do a bow, I just do a single knot and then tie the bow. With this one, I played around with it, and I thought it was easier to do a double knot. So let's go ahead, and I always think, boy, I'm being brave doing a bow on a video, especially when it's a live video. I love bows, but sometimes they don't go as well as you want them to, especially when you're doing it in front of somebody. Okay, there we go. So we've got our double knot there. I'm going to tie it. Isn't this ribbon gorgeous? It is so pretty. I love that sheer look to it. That looks pretty good. I'm going to leave the tails just a little long, because if somebody wants to open this up, they can untie it and just make it easier for them to tie it back up again if they want to. But there is that cute little treat box. I really like those a lot. They are so much fun to make. I can see me making a ton of these. And of course, they don't have to be Christmas. But I thought, when I saw that vellum, I thought, oh, that would look so cool with a little treat box. So those are my 2 projects with the Poinsettia Place Suite. And if you like these, they'll be available to purchase starting Tuesday. Let's see, I'm trying to think what time. I think it's 3 a.m. Mountain Time. So those of you that are in my neck of the woods, Eastern Time, that's 5 a.m. in the mornings when you start ordering it, because I'll have to turn off the store. Speaking of the store, they're going to turn off the store at midnight, and they'll be back at 3 a.m. Mountain Time, and then at 5 a.m. in Eastern Time. But the online store is going to look totally different. We're getting a brand new online store. I watched a live video yesterday. Let's go ahead and switch to me. For once, the screen's not freezing. Last few lives I've done, it has been frozen, and I'm just like keeping my hands on the screen. But there will be a new online store. We aren't going to be able to have access to it till that morning. So as soon as I can, I'm going to make a quick video showing you all the ins and outs with the new online store. It's really neat. It's got a feedback section where if you're having trouble with the website, or you've got some advice, some ideas that you want them to add to the site, if there are things that you like, because they want to know the things that you like too, so they know to keep them. Then you click feedback and give them feedback. It's really cool. They really do listen to us. They've listened to us a lot. We had those Stampin' Pierce mat that I used when I was stamping. They originally retired that. Then we were all telling them, oh, we really need that. We need that back, and they've got it back. It may not be in the catalog, but it is on the online store, and you can order it. So they do listen to us when they, if it's something that's not working for us. So, but make sure you use that feedback. You will have to, let's see, the links are going to be different. So if you've been using a link to my online store, it's going to be totally different. But I will give you all that information in my blog. I'll post it here on Facebook, on YouTube, and that way you'll know how to get to my store again. I'll get all my links changed quickly. But it's cool. You're really going to like it. I can't think of all the different things that you can do with it, but it's a really nice site, and it's a lot easier. You can see where to put the host code easier. You can see where to put your bonus coupons. So you're going to love it. I really think you're going to like it. So that is it for today. I will be back in 2 weeks at 2 a.m. I'm not going to be here at 2 a.m. I'm going to be sleeping. 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 weeks from today. I'm not sure what I'm making, but it'll probably be more fall or Halloween maybe, since we're getting there. I'm going to be doing my, those of you who've been around for a while, I used to do a 12 weeks of fall and Halloween projects. I'm going to be starting those up again. So I haven't done those last couple of years, and I'm going to get those started again, and that's going to be coming up real quick. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys all later. Have a great weekend. Bye.